Look at today is we're going to have a quick journey on this version of the world of subways and quickly go through the menu. So here we go. Start, fleet, add-ons, edit profile, options, leave. We're going to use start in a second to start a new game. The fleet allows you to look at the various engines, and it's not a bad little touch. So you can see this is the older version, which I surely remember from the 80s and movies. I think they had some of these in Rocky, I believe, some of these types of trains. But you can use your WASD keys to move around. So as you can see, it lets you go on the train and have a look. I don't think it offers much more than that, but it's not bad. It allows you to explore the various trains that you have. So we click on OK, and click on Fleet again, and you go have a look at the 2. So that's what the 2 looks like, and the 3. So let's go have a look at the 3. Fleet, the 3R. So that's it. It looks similar to the 2, doesn't it? And that's basically all this does, really. So you move around with your keys to have a look at that. The other option is the add-ons. At the moment, it comes with 3D downtown panorama. I'm not sure if you can get any more. You feel free to Google and have a look and see if you can get any more add-ons. So that's what comes with the game anyway. Profile allows you to select your profile or create some. Straightforward enough. The options. You have 4. Game. This allows us to, I'm going to deactivate that because sometimes we might get red lights, which means that we'll be waiting for a long time for it to change. So deactivate time and explore mode allows you to walk around and the time stops. The topman switch is the switch that you need to push down before you set off, so that's enabled. We have activate failures and activate incidents. They're self-explanatory. Obviously, if you activate these, then you might have delays on your journey, etc. The time is set to European, but you can set it to American. Actually, let's activate the AI. Leave it activated. Click on OK. Graphics, well, they're self-explanatory. Allows you to set the resolution, the quality, the anti-aliasing. I think I can never say that right. The texture detail and the effects. Obviously, the higher these figures are, and the more options you select, the more CPU you're going to need. So the higher end CPU you're going to need. I've got an i7, fortunately, and it doesn't suffer at all with any of these settings on high. So you have to experiment on your own system to see which ones you can get away with and which ones you can't. So click on cancel to get out of there. Controls. You have primary and secondary. You can set a primary key and a secondary key. There's quite a lot, but I wouldn't let that put you off, because you will end up remembering the most important ones that you need to. So for example, the accelerator and the brake and the topman switch, which I'll demonstrate in a second, and the doors. So it's up to you how you set them up. So we're going to go back and click on start and click on create a schedule. Now here you can create a schedule, so you can click on this button here and you can scroll through the various trains, the various schedules that you can drive. So you've got WTC. So we're going to go for a short one. We're going to go for that one at the 5:58. It's only 4 stops. So you can select Monday to Fridays. You can select the weather. We're going to click random. No, actually, yeah, click on random. I have to make sure I know what my wiper blades are set to. Shift duty, I'm not really sure what that does. Train selection. We're going to go for that old-fashioned train there. I like the look of that one. So actually, better not set the weather on random at the moment, because I don't remember what my wiper keys are. So okay, so we're going to set up at 5:58 and we're going to arrive at HOB in 6:08. So click on start. And World of Subways: The Path is the first version of the World of Subway series of games, which look at the underground simulators. And here we are in the cockpit. So the explore mode, what that is, if you press C or whatever key you set to leave the cockpit, you can walk around. So as you can see at the moment, I can look around with the mouse, and if I use my WASD keys, which is what you mainly use in first person shooters, W for forward, S for back, A and D for left and right, you can walk around the station and the train. So there you go, you can see the outside of the train. And the only thing is passengers don't move, they're just stationary, which is a bit of a shame. I think in the London Underground version they do move. So you can have a look around the station. There's a sign for the World Trade Center there, look, and elevators. So, good touch. Alright, let's get back in the cockpit. My key for the cockpit is C. So then I set my keys on a numpad 1, 2, 3 and 4 to open the route, the monitors and the time, and so I put them on. The topman switch is that handle there with the black knob on the end of it, so if I press the tab key that goes down. That means we're ready to go shortly. So the reverse then has to be forward, which is a lever next to it, and lights for L. Switch my lights on. Now of course my doors are open, so the right door there in the status monitor shows as red, so we need to close that door. So before I do, I'm going to press my key assigned to the announcer.
Stand clear of the doors.
He says stand clear of the doors. So I close my door with my key I've set to it, F2, and release my brake. And off we go, and that's it. Quite simple procedure. So the next station, the next signal is depicted on the route monitor. As you can see, it says we are 60 meters away from the next signal, so you be careful you don't go through a red light, because if you do, you will be penalised and the game will end. Also it tells you the next station, EXC, which is 2.21 kilometers away. Now we're going a bit too fast here, so let's slow down a bit. Press my brake down. You can also have a look at the outside view here. So if I click on my O key, you can see, unlike London Underground Simulator, you can get an external view. You see, that's a good touch. It's always nice to have an external view to see what you're doing. So there's the external view. H for horn. I can't hear at the moment because we're too far away. Outside. So the camera changes intelligently to the next spot on the track where the trains come in. There you go. And the monitors are very important because it tells you the doors are open, if they're closed, the distance to the next station, the signals. So that's handy to know. Jump back inside the cockpit in a second. Just wait for the train to go past one more time. Increasing our speed a bit. Let's jump back in the cockpit. So here we go. Press the H for the horn. And you're going to tell everyone at the next stop by pressing 3 on my... Or is it 4? Yeah. I've set my key to number 4 for the next station.
Next stop will be exchange place.
He sounds as if he's drunk. Oh, there you are, there's my wiper. There's F4 I set it to. So you can have a wiper as well for your train. If it rains, and you're overground of course. So approaching the next station, and it's about half a kilometre away. Let's reduce a bit of speed. You want to overrun the end of the runway. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I've been doing Flight Simulator videos as well, so I'm at the end of the platform. Apologies for that. So here we go. Approaching. We're not far now for the next station. You have to be careful you don't go through the red light like I mentioned, because if you do, then you are going to end the game pretty soon, and it's not tolerant of going through red lights, and rightly so. So here's the station. It's going to be on the left, the exit, as it tells you in the route monitor on the left of the screen. So you can see it says left. Here's the station up ahead. Let's slow down a little bit more. And you can see we're approaching the station, which is, what is it?
Next stop will be Pavonia Newport.
I can't understand what he's saying. He's had a couple too many whiskies, I think. So we're approaching Exchange, it looks like. Exchange Place. So I don't want to overrun this because I don't want to start the whole recording again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to neutral, open my door, click on the outside view, and you can see that the passengers getting on and off in the station monitor. So passengers 100 off. But you don't actually see passengers getting on and off, which is a bit of a shame. There's no animation on that. So we wait for the passengers to get on and off, and when it gets to 0 we can close the doors.
Stand clear off the doors.
He's an angry sort of person, isn't he? Alright, let the brake out, and off we go towards our next destination.
Next stop will be Pavonia Newport.
I haven't got a clue what he said. So we're off to the next station. So there you can see. Again, apologies if I made some mistakes along that journey, but I'm trying to record and hold the microphone in my other hand at the moment, so I've only got one hand free to drive the train. So I know there's some professional train drivers out there. You might be saying, oh, he's done this wrong and he may be doing that wrong. Well, apologies for that, but I'm not an expert train driver, and I'm trying to do my best here at recording at the same time as describing the action as well as driving the train my other hand. So apologies for any professional train drivers out there, it might not be quite right. So there's a low speed limit by here, a bit of a twisty track. Next station isn't far, it's just less than just over half a kilometre away, so we can increase our speed a little bit. The speed limit is 64 kilometers an hour here, so we can increase it a bit more. Got a yellow light coming up, we'll keep an eye on that. So here's the next station.
Next stop will be Pavonia Newport.
I've got a clue what he's saying. Yeah, I'll look myself in a second. There's actually a station, I can't read it. I can't read it. Okay, so we're coming to the end of this station, side platform. The doors are on the right, so let's open the right doors. Make sure that you put that topman switch in the that position, otherwise you won't be able to open the doors. So passengers getting on, there's nobody getting off here. Wait for those passengers to get 200 passengers getting on. Wow. So you see there in the status monitor that the doors left and right is in red, which means it's open, so we need to close that off before we go, obviously. And the other engine and brakes and current collectors are all green, which means everything's okay. So
Stand clear off the doors.
press the announcer to stand clear of the doors. We close that door now, and off we go. Release the brake, and we're off. Let's go have a look on the outside view. Leaving the station.
Next stop will be Hoboken.
I think that might be the next stop, might be the last stop. So and off it goes. So the speed limit is about 64 kilometers an hour here, so we've got a bit of get a bit of speed up. It's in about 40 kilometers now. We're about 2 kilometers away from the next stop. As I forward my wiper there, you can see the wiper going back and forth, which you'll need for when it rains, of course. Oh, going a bit too fast now. We don't want to go too fast. Bend coming up. Quite twisty bit of circuit here. Let's have a look at the outside view. Great sound effects, man. I gotta say, to coin my best phrase, I gotta say that I'm very impressed with the sound effects. I'm still going a bit more brake applied. So we're still about a kilometre away, but the speed limit is slowing us down slightly. Now we can accelerate a little bit more to 48. So the station is
Next stop will be Hoboken.
Hoboken, whatever that's he's saying. So increase the speed a little bit more, a notch. So we're approaching Hoboken, is it? Less than a kilometre away. You've got to be wary that they don't get any red lights, of course. As I haven't played this too much in the last couple of days, so a bit rusty. So let's press the announcer. He's telling us the next stop will be Hoboken.
Next stop will be Hoboken.
Be careful. I thought it might have been a red light there, but we're lucky it wasn't. Didn't go through a red light this time. So this is the station coming up now on our right this time.
Next stop will be Hoboken.
You can see up ahead on the right.
Hoboken.
Here again.
Hoboken.
Oh God. So I'm not sure if this is the last stop. We'll have a look. Yes, it is. Whoops. I think I started a bit too early there. Too long. Yeah, this is the last stop. I think that threw me a little bit then. I wondering if that was the last stop or not. But it is. So let's just a little bit closer to the red light. And that is the last stop. Hoboken. So wait for the passengers to get off. And see what happens. Is that it? That's it. No. Anything else could happen. And move it a bit forward, see what happens. because that's the end of the journey. I thought something other popped up on that, but let's have a look. There we go. Just put it a bit further forward. Well, I think that's it. I don't seem to get anything indicating that's the end of the journey. Lights off. Nope. Okay. Well, that's it. So we'll quit there. So that is the world of subways. 1, The Path, New York. We'll be hopefully looking at the second volume, which is Berlin, very shortly. We also already have the London Underground Simulator videos on our channel, so be sure to check them out. But for now, thanks for watching, and check this out on Steam. It's going cheap at the moment. If you like underground simulators and trains, it may well be worth having a look at it while it's on sale. So for now, thanks for watching, and be sure to check out our other videos and the website pcsimulators.org, and also look us up on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for your attention. Bye for now.